Welcome to this channel. Don't forget to like, to share, and also to subscribe in the news. I called Wike after the video went viral that he should have spoken with me before going. Who said this? Matawalle, Minister of State for Defense, Bello Matawalle, has said that the naval officer who clashed with the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Wike, in Abuja, did nothing wrong. The officer, Lieutenant A. Yerima, was only following orders during a disagreement over a piece of land which later went viral on social media. According to a report by Sun Nigeria on Thursday, November 13, 2025, Matawalle described the incident as unnecessary and something that could have been avoided if Wike had followed the right procedure. He explained that the naval officer behaved respectfully and only obeyed instructions from his superiors, which is what every disciplined soldier is trained to do. According to him, the officer did not break any military rule and should not face punishment for doing his job. The defense minister said he personally called Wike after the video spread online. He told him that instead of confronting the officers at the site, he should have contacted the Ministry of Defense or the Chief of Defense Staff to resolve the issue peacefully. Matawalle added that the Chief of Naval Staff has now visited the area to begin an investigation into the land dispute. He said that if the land was officially revoked, the process should have been handled properly through legal and diplomatic means. In his words, "We have not received any formal complaint from Wike, but I called him after the video went viral and advised him that he should have spoken with me before going there, rather than confronting the officers directly." Well, this is campaign after election, because in Nigeria of today, there is this unnecessary impunity that has filled the air, especially around the leadership, whether the executive or the military or the legislature. Around the corridor of power, everybody wants to flex muscle. And at this point in time, of course, like they normally say, they gave themselves breakfast this time around. So the breakfast was served to the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory at this point in time, even though indirectly it reached his counterpart at the defense because he's feeling it heavily, knowing fully well that, of course, when the president may want to talk about the matter, he will have to come and answer in some questions too, because I don't think the president will bother himself will be calling on that little lieutenant or whoever is the former chief of naval staff or whoever in the military. Is the minister that is in charge of military or the defense that's going to answer for it. And to a large extent, of course, the mess has also reached him too. That is Matawalle, the Minister of State for Defense. And to a large extent, I think it is good. Yes, like he said, there should be interministerial collaboration. And when certain things are to be done, and you notice that you have a colleague who is in charge of a particular situation from his own ministry, you can approach. So we may say to a large extent that Yeson Wike goofed as regard that area. And as a result of that, he was served breakfast by the young military officer. And also his colleague, the minister, Matawalle, he also pinpointed that the young military officer has done nothing wrong, because, of course, in the eye of Wike and some other people, it might be that the military man is, resisting a minister of the Federal Republic. And the minister is representing the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. So, and to a large extent, is even standing in gap as the president or the governor of FCT on behalf of the president. So he's working as a proxy leader of the FCT. So we would say those who put the military officer there are right, they are wrong. And I think they know what they are doing. And that's why they decided to go and station their garrison there, whoever, in order to withstand any pressure that may want to come from the law enforcement agents. And I think we need to look at that in this country. Enough is enough of military high-handedness and overhandedness, even in Nigeria today. Unlike the time they were in power, they are no more in power. They shouldn't also do whatever they feel they want to do or they like. It is wrong and it ought not to be. But to a large extent too, and some Wike, if he has decided to think deeply, I think he should have called on Matawalle, like Matawalle suggested, and asked him to clean the sheet there. Though we may not know the mind of Matawalle, maybe what he's saying is speaking from the other side of his mouth, because of the singular fact that Who knows who loves you? Yes, they might be in the same cabinet, but they might not, be at the same, page with each other. I can't say. But let's pick it on the face value, as Matawalle has said. Yes, on Wike is wrong, even to, go and be exchanging words with a lieutenant. He shouldn't have, to a large extent, belittle himself, because he is far, far, far higher and bigger and far away from the so-called young lieutenant. He's a young man, he's just in military, and Wike, as it is an old man, and then to a large extent able to father the so-called military officer. But be it as it may, that is aside. By the reason of his office and his position as a minister of the Federal Republic, he shouldn't belittle that office. It's very, very important. And also, it is a lesson to all the ministers together, that you don't need to look at your colleague, to fall into fire before you now start talking. That's just the reality. And also too, as a minister too, you don't think you know it all and you have all power. No, all the powers are embedded in the president. It's only the president alone, in quotes, as of Nigeria of today, that has a lot of power. I won't even say all powers are even embedded in him, because there are checks and balances from the, legislature, and also the judiciary is also there to interpret the extent of his power and even the severity of his power too. But be it as it may, the highest ranking power wielder and holder in Nigeria is the president, the commander-in-chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. So, as long as each minister knows that their power is from the president, you are taking just a little out of the enormous power that is embedded in the presidency, you are supposed to tread carefully. You are supposed to also remember that, yes, you can't be absolute. Yes, you also have, as you took power right from the president, some other took power right from president, like the military too. So there is a need for, interministerial collaboration and cooperation, and also to the military should also do the same. Well, this former chief of naval staff, I think, will have also done better if he had approached Wike about the matter. I don't think he should be able to pick something from Wike in a difficult manner. It shouldn't be hard for him to approach Wike and talk to him, and then pick whatever he wants to pick. As far as Nigeria of today is concerned, if he can negotiate his way, even legally, he might get whatever he wants. But stationing military stand at the on the land doesn't make any sense. At the end of the day, if they decide to look truly into the matter, it might eventually lose it. So I think the word is enough for the wise. Don't forget to like, to share, and also to subscribe to our channel. Thank you.